Hi everyone. So today it's a little bit special. You can see a dog right up there, the camera, right? So today we're actually gonna look at um, again the Collins International Primary Maths for the Year 6 book. All right. So today's topic is basically about decimals, the chapter itself or the unit. So we're gonna look at counting on and counting back in decimals, and this is just the first part. And the first part is normally pretty simple itself. Right, so you can look at your textbook page 13 for this, but again, I'm going to give you some notes about it. So today's one would be quite fast, right? So if I go a little bit too fast, just pause the video and let me know if you have any questions, as always. So right now, what we're going to do is counting on and back in decimals. This is what you're going to write down as your title. Or you can put it like the first part itself, but this is fine. So first thing about counting on and back in decimals, we have counting on, which is the number that goes forward. So let me put there, counting or count on is basically the same thing. It's basically forward. And one thing about this is that the numbers actually grow bigger itself. So let me just put the same size this and write this down for you guys to see. So the numbers grow bigger in a way. So when the numbers grow bigger, definitely the value of it also grows bigger. So let me just give you an example, a very simple one that we have 0.4. That's 0.14, sorry, 0.4. We don't say it 0.4. You can say 0.4 is fine, but then as long as when you say it out, you normally say it out as 0.4. Right, then next we have 0.5. This is just an example of how it looks like when it grows bigger and bigger. So it's pretty similar to the normal kind of whole numbers, where your numbers grow bigger and bigger, right? Then next on we have count back or counting back. In this case, the opposite of forward, we have backwards, right? So one thing about backwards is that people can get confused when you have negative numbers inside of it, but it's actually when you go to negative numbers, you can look at the previous video, we did that before, and later on we'll actually be going through more negative numbers and all in the later chapters, so you don't have to worry about it now. So let's use the previous example. We have 0.8, 0.7, 0.6, 0.5, and 0.4. So as you can see, the numbers actually grow smaller and smaller in this case. So let me just give you one more extra note. Numbers grow smaller. It's pretty simple notes. Now, one thing about counting on and back is like, maybe I shouldn't watch this video. It's pretty simple. Well, there is also one more thing about this in decimals is that you have terms to count on, right? So let us look at the next one, terms. So one thing about terms is that it is also called as placements, right? Placements. That's what I call it. So one thing about placements is that we want to see which number of place is it. Is it the first place, second place, third place, or fourth place? So over here it can be first, second, third, fourth, and even etc. as the list goes on. Alright, no matter if it's counting on or counting back. I'll give you two examples. So let's look at count on. Shall we? So sometimes you have certain questions. I'll be giving you a question. As an example, we have 8 point, start at 8.2 and count on in steps of 0.2. All right, so find the fourth number and sixth number. So this is the question that I prepared for you. Let me just remove this so you won't get confused. Right, so there is a way to actually find out what is the fourth and sixth. We just need to list out all of the lists and then we just pick and choose, count properly. That is all. So let us do, since we're starting at 8.2, that's our first number. Right, then count in steps of 2. Every single number increases by 0.2. So we have 8.4, 8.6, 8.8, 9.0, 9.2. So over here, I already have all the 6 numbers that I need. Okay, this is my working, just in case anyone's confused. Right, so this is my working right now. So in my working, I'm actually writing that every single part of it is increasing, no matter what. But it's only increasing by 0.2 itself. All right, I'm not increasing anything else. So if you want to see it more clearly, let me just put it over here, plus 0.2. So every single one of it, it's plus 0.2. Now, first thing I want to know is the fourth and sixth number. So let me count. Over here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is my fourth number. So let me write there fourth. And 5 and 6, this is my sixth number. So the rest, let me delete it. Fourth and sixth. Right, so you can even highlight it. So in the exam, or basically when you're answering this kind of question, you can actually say fourth number is 8.8 and then sixth number is 9.2. Pretty simple, right? We also have counting back or count back itself. Basically, not much of a difference. It's just that we also use the same example. Then let me show you first. Count back, start at. Let's choose 9.2. Right? Use the same example, just opposite way. And count back in steps of 0.2. Find third number and fifth number. Right? So let us write 9.2, 9.2, 9.0, 8.8, 8.6, 8.4, 8.2. Maybe that's enough. Should be enough. Right, so over here is your working. So the working, you don't have to actually write it so basically, as long as you show something, right, on how you got your answer, checkpoint would be able to accept it no matter what. Right, so you can actually draw these arrows that every single number is counting back or counting on, and then you label them. That is all. But you have to write your working to get your marks. If you just give me the answer right away, like without that working, it's very hard for you to get certain marks for every single kind of questions, right? So over here, we have counting back 0.2. So same thing, it doesn't really change if it's counting back or counting on. We want to know the placements. So let's see 1, 2, 3. This is the third, and fifth, 4, 5. This is the fifth. So the placements do not matter if it's counting on and back. It's just that when you're counting on and back, you have to make a list so that you won't get confused very easily, right? Even though, yes, maybe some of you can be like, I'm lazy, can I don't do that? It's better and the safest to do that, as you can actually see the range of numbers that you're writing as well, right? So let us write third number as 8.8, and we have fifth number 8.4. So that's it. That's just it. We're done with decimal chapter for term placements. So in your workbook, you see these two kind of questions, and also in exams, yes, it will usually come out as well. So after, if you have any questions, just ask me. All right, be in the chat box and all, or in our classroom, or can email me. That's in the video itself. Right, the notes pretty simple. Let me show you just a bit over here so you can write it down if you want to. Pause over here so you don't have to go to the our Google Classroom, or those that are not from our Google Classroom, we can pause right over here just to write down some of these notes. It's not much. It's pretty simple. Okay, so for those that want to know of our Google Classroom itself, you can straight away go to our, let's say, let me just show you. I have a lot of classes, and the internet recently is quite bad itself. So I will be uploading our new chapter itself for counting on and back in decimals. So if you want to look at the notes, please open up textbook page 13 right over here. You can look at the notes that I have written inside of it. All right. And again, any questions, just let me know. And thank you for watching. Ta-ta.